But that wasn't collusion. It wasn't. Right. Well, that was the storyline with Flynn is that what he was doing wasn't was appropriate, was necessary. The policy of the last administration was was not helpful, and it wouldn't be nice if we got along with Russia. Right. Yeah. So the issue was Flynn and McFarland both lied. And hi chat room. I'm getting up using on right now using the YouTube app on my iPad, so you might not be able to hear Johnny, but that's because I'm yeah yeah it is true. Actually, Johnny is contributing probably more today than in the past. So that and which I approve of, for the record. I like that. I like it. So in the case of yes, so this the big thing this week was Flynn and McFarland are both lying about their contacts with Kislyak in the lead up to the during the transition, and that they are overstepping the policy of the United States, both the president, the outgoing presidential administration, and the Senate, quite frankly, that has backed sanctions against the Russians for interfering in our election. And they're calling and they're saying, cool it, don't worry, we're going to handle these things. So flash cut back to a year before when the Trump organization had said, we were working on a Trump Tower deal in Moscow, but we killed it because we're running for president and it just wasn't a good deal, and off I go, and that's that. And so after I think after this admission on their part, after this thing where they were like they're distancing themselves, the storyline they had been telling is that Trump doesn't have any business deals in Russia, and he's not working on any business deals in Russia. Although, if you'll notice, Trump was very much, this deal had not gone through yet, and they were in the process of trying to get it through while he's running for president, while he's basically, whether he becomes the Republican nominee or not, his whole job is to act as a spoiler against Hillary Clinton. Is be a chaos agent, effectively. They don't think he's smart enough to enact an actual strategy, but if he can put the American Constitution and our democratic processes in a blender and just hit frappe, that's plenty for Vladimir Putin, right, as a standard. So that goes about happening. And over the course of that, Trump is saying on the campaign trail, I don't have any dealings with Russia, but wouldn't it be nice if we got along with Russia? Okay, understand too that Russia supplies a lot of energy to Europe. We get very little from them, and I think the only thing we really get as an import from Russia is asbestos when we use it. It is a country with the economy the size of Italy. There has never been a clamoring from Donald Trump, wouldn't it be nice if we got along with Italy? There was never a moment where he thought it was, like crucial. There we have it, and that's the crucial part. This is the main factor that I think a lot of people, started looking with new eyes this week, right? And over the course of, and thank you, Hal Vickery. I just saw that come up in the chat room. Bless you. And thanks to the chat room for being patient with us and getting in here today. We're live on YouTube right now at Hal Sparks channel. Check it out. Follow the links, whatnot. So over the course of the 6 months or so that they were saying, we don't have any deals with Russia, they were in an ongoing attempt to create this billion-dollar project that they had been seeking to do in Moscow for decades. And in the process, we're offering Vladimir Putin the $50 million penthouse for free. You know, and you have to understand, like, Vladimir Putin controls business in Russia. It is on so many fronts, Trump, and his ilk in the Republican Party, and he's not alone in this, because they're, nearly everyone in the GOP leadership has dirty Russian money in their coffers. That they have had to, hide from, run from, or pretend don't exist for the last, I guess, 3 years in particular. So, but in particular, there is a genuine point where they were making the case that Trump has no business ties to Russia. Why do people keep bringing it up? It's not a big deal, over and over again. And all during that time, for 6 months, they were attempting to make this deal happen. They were still trying to create, the situation where Trump himself had, no business ties there, while at the same time trying to make a business tie happen. This is right. This is so basically making offers to Vladimir Putin, basically saying, once I get in office, this building will be, a small price to pay. Like, you don't even have to pay for this. Just help us get the financing for it. And from that, we will be encouraged to help you out and end these sanctions. And this is, this becomes his kind of political stance, which separates him from the rest of the Republican Party. So on the 11th, Maria Butina asks him that question, planted question, and man, if anybody who saw that clip, and I'm sure chat room, you guys saw it. Thank you, Billy. Anybody in the chat room who saw it, and anybody who's listening who saw it, there's one point he goes, okay, let's go, and he starts asking questions. First person he asks a question of, Maria Butina. Planted question. Nobody. Yeah. Yeah, where she's like, hello from Russia. And he goes, his first thing is, oh, Russia. Like the worst acting ever. What? Who? What? Russia? What? How did that even? Oh, I never. That's so weird, because I was, it was so funny, because I was going to bring, this up, and thanks for being here. But I really have, yeah. So, yeah, that's July 11th, 2015, yeah. Or 16. Yeah? 15, that's right. That's right. So the 14th was when the, of 16, like, is it 15 or 16? Now I'm getting them mixed up. But either way, so 4 days later, essentially, like, they asked this question. He starts talking about, I'm not for the sanctions. I think we'd be better off if we got along, quote unquote, with Russia. All the while trying to make this backroom deal to set up a Trump Tower in Moscow. Effectively, he's thinking, and this is his argument lately, he thinks, I'm not even going to make it. I'm not going to be the nominee. So why, what difference does it make? I'm just going to keep making deals, and whatever favors I grant, which, by the way, still in the process of defrauding the U.S. government and the electorate by saying I have no deals with Russia while trying to make a deal with Russia, basically on the premise that I will act as your spoiler agent. And try to introduce things into the platform, try to introduce things into the argument, that kind of stuff. So during, sorry about the up the nose camera, everybody in the chat room, I will try to rectify that. So during this process, Maria Butina asks him this question, totally set up question. Nobody thinks for a second that this was accidental. He does this horrible acting job of, Russia, I had no idea. And then plants this idea, Inception style, into the Republican mindset that sanctions have got to go and Russia's our buddy. And during the case of this, during the process, Trump brings up this, this idea that A, we need to get along, and B, and wouldn't it be nice? And secondarily, we are going to, he's going to bring a whole new kind of attitude to relations with Russia. Now, again, there's really no reason why. There's no, like I said, there's so much that has nothing to do with, whether or not Russia is like good business for the United States. It's absurd. We have all of our issues with Russia, all of them have to do with geopolitical security or their support of, money laundering oligarchs all over the world. There is no point where there's a product we need from them. This is not China, for example. Right. No. And there's nothing that this gives us. It just doesn't. So that's what made it extra peculiar. That was that, why like Russia so much? It's one thing to go, yeah, it would be nice if we had a better relationship with Russia on a geopolitical level because they have the ability to, wow, thank you so much, James. Holy smokes, you guys are just sending the love these days in the super chats. It makes it so sweet. So the point was, and the real standout part is, why are Flynn and what's her name, McFarlane, who they tried to make an ambassador afterwards to kind of shuffle her off into another department? Why was, at what point, does, she have an impetus to lie? If all they were doing was creating this kind of, this strategy for him, then let's see. I'm gonna try. By the way, let's take. Are we ready? Can we take a break? Yeah, I'm way over the break. So let's take a break. We'll be back right after this. It's the House Sparks Radio program, Mega Worldwide on WCPT Radio, Chicago's Progressive Talk. We'll be back right after this. And Johnny, when we come back, I want you to do the intro coming in. I want to hear it. I just because I've missed your voice so much. That'll be awesome. We'll be back. We'll be back after this. Okay, chat room, I'm going to try and switch over to the better streaming device so you guys can hear both audio sources. Wish me luck. Okay. So give me 1 second. Pull this and replace it with, where's this guy? Cable. There it is. Replace it with this. And hopefully we'll be on regular. Okay, be right back. Let's see. Be right back after this.